Hi, my name is James, and this is my response to the Atheist Challenge. Number 1. Would you prefer that there be a God? Yes or no, and why? No. Throughout history, gods of all religions have been personifications of humanity. It is because of this that we have forgotten the true nature of ourselves, who we are, and our purpose. Religion and the gods that represent them, for the most part, create contradiction within us to keep us under control. Number 2. If a god were to be proven and it required service, would you do anything it told you to do? No. Depending on the service that is required and given the circumstances at that moment, I always have the power of choice. No matter what influences are present, I can choose to either provide the service or not. Number 3. Who do you think has the more valuable life? A 5-year-old child or a 50-year-old woman? They're equal. Value is something that is used to help classify and define things. When looking at life, it cannot be classified and defined in such a manner. Life is the same whether you're 5 or 50. What the 5-year-old can potentially contribute and what the 50-year-old has contributed are material and do not reflect a value on their actual life. Number 4. What would it take for you to believe in a God? For me to believe in a God would require the knowledge and understanding of its existence without being taught by an external source. It would be knowledge that I would possess from the beginning of my first thought. Number 5. Have you ever done anything that can be defined as altruistic? I've given of my time and money numerous times to numerous people, which to some may seem altruistic, since material repayment is never seen. In reality, this is not true because what I receive in return is not material and is why I choose to help these people when I do. What I get is a feeling of happiness and satisfaction because I was able to provide for them in this fashion. Number 6. If science were to come up with a pill that would make you immortal, would you take it? No. This body is not who I am, but only a means of identification. Who I am is already eternal and immortal. It is the energy of my thoughts and feelings. If there was a hell, a place of torture, and you had two choices, you or a 2-year-old child, not even out of diapers, has to burn for all eternity, which would you choose? Given the nature of the possibility of a hell, it would only be the manifestation of someone besides myself or the child. In that case, neither the child nor myself could be affected by its torments. It is only the individual that does not comprehend who they are and based on their actions in life and religion or philosophical affiliation judge themselves at the point of their physical death and manifest the reality they believe in. The 2-year-old, not having had the chance to make any life-altering choices, is innocent and could not create a hell. Myself, I understand the nature of the delusions and would not create it either. Given the question, if I had to choose, I would choose myself, but no choice is ever limited in such a fashion. There's always infinite possibilities in each choice we make in our lives at any given moment. Number 8. If you had to follow a man-made God, which one would you choose? The human spirit as it is represented in the philosophy of objectivism developed by Ayn Rand, also author of The Fountainhead and Atlas Shrugged. Number 9. Should a God be held to its own principles and rules? Yes. A God is also held by its principles and rules, because the God knows that if it breaks its own rules, the rift it would cause in the fabric of reality would cause an implosion of all existence and time. Number 10. Do you hate God and anyone that believes in it? No. We are all on a journey of learning and insight, which leads to who we are. We all travel different paths at different paces. Those individuals that believe in God and the tenets taught by that organization require that because of where they are in their journey. To force them to face their true self prematurely would have a detrimental effect and possibly block them from future growth for some time until they could face and accept the situation that hindered them. I cannot show them the way, they have to find it for themselves. Number 11. Do you feel like agnostics are honest in their positions? Yes. The average person who, because of their lack of understanding and or fear of their true nature, will associate themselves within an organization. This is done to provide security and to provide answers to the questions they are afraid to answer. Often we are introduced to such organizations by our parents. However one comes to find them in such organizations, they will blindly believe the teachings. Hence, an individual will always be honest about his organization's position, because he will not accept anything that contradicts it. Number 12. If you could travel back in time and slay Adolf Hitler in his crib as an infant, a child, saving millions of Jews, would you do it? No. Slaying Adolf Hitler as a child, first off, would change the entire course of history and time as you know it to the point from which you left. Such a change could cause events to unfold in an infinite number of ways from that point. If the changes affected your own birth, then a paradox would be created because you were now never born to go back in the first place. Second, if by luck it didn't affect your birth, someone much more in control with a similar agenda could rise in his stead, and quite possibly your goal in killing Hitler would not be achieved. Time is very complex, and how we measure it is like comparing a matchbox car to a semi-truck. Yes, time does stretch backwards in a single line because all choices have been made already. It is the choices everyone has before them that have infinite possibility. To change one thing in the past reopens that infinite possibility of all choices from that point, minus the influence of what you removed. And as for the bonus question, I could find no legitimate sources that reference the historical life of Jesus Christ. What I have written here is from Wikipedia, and it's from the Histority of Jesus Christ. This is just a summary. There is no definitive proof of the historical existence of Jesus. This is based off of what I found at Wikipedia. Based on the information there, you find that his name, sect affiliation within the Jewish community, and actual dates of possible manuscripts and fragments are all matters of contention among scholars. This is mainly because information was primarily passed down orally and not written until many years after the supposed death of Christ. Also, most documents that are not associated with the canonical Gospels are said to exist, but have not been found. And thank you for listening to my explanations of those questions.